Not that I think anybody is particularly curious about this, but I feel like this is a good idea to talk about. So you may notice that this particular channel doesn't have a whole lot in the way of seasonal anime reviews, aside from occasional jabs at whatever is airing at the time of recording. There are a number of reasons for this, which I will attempt to outline here for you. This is more of a PSA than anything else, but it will also sort of underscore what my plan is going forth. The number one reason I don't do seasonal anime, other than a pathological need to kick the legs out from under myself by not following a trend, is that everybody else is on about them. This may seem fairly obvious, and by setting out to do something different, I would keep myself outside what the rest of us in the Anitube sphere would do. Besides, I don't particularly care for what usually is coming out anyway, and it takes something really impressive or special to make me want to tune in every week. The second, and probably more prominent reason, is that I'm terminally lazy and scatterbrained, so remembering to actually watch something on a week-to-week basis when I could be doing whatever else catches my fancy is sort of a crapshoot. Yeah, I know, maybe it's a little bit of a cop-out. In addition, y'all should know by now that I don't particularly care all that much for the way seasonal shows have leaned lately, so digging through just the stuff on Crunchyroll is enough to make my eyes cross. But from a critical standpoint, I also think that shows should be merited on their endings, and I prefer to plow through a show in several large chunks. I can especially tell when something is going to be my jam when I've watched 7 episodes of it and forgotten what time it is, for example. Waiting for shows to end, or for at least arcs to end, is kind of a non-starter for me, when it'd be much more satisfying simply blowing through a show in a weekend and getting everything that the show has in store for me in one fell swoop. That's also why I prefer the Netflix style of dumping all the episodes there in one go. Now, does this mean that I miss out on a lot of probably good stuff? Yeah, probably. It also means that I miss out on a lot of the fandom discourse, which is either very, very good or very, very bad, depending on your standpoint. But I'm also old and don't have time to keep up with shows that get a huge following, then completely get forgotten about by the time the next show comes around. Just not my jam. Another large reason that I skip seasonal is that they just come and go so damn fast. I don't see any real point in trying to keep up with a show that people won't remember in half a month, and let's be real, y'all can pretty easily see which ones they are. So by missing those, I can watch the stuff that's gotten the biggest pop already and go from there. There are definitely hidden gems about, but I'd rather go digging through the dirt at my own pace than try to predict which one it's going to be and then try to convince everybody else that they slept on it. Because I don't watch seasonal stuff, I also get to go through back catalogs of shows that I know I'll like and watch those instead. I know I make the joke on Twitter a lot that I have shows from the Carter administration to watch, but that's only partly true. It's mostly shows from the Reagan administration. That'd be the Trudeau and Mulroney administrations for my Canadian viewers. But because I do that, I can get a better knowledge base on stuff I do like rather than always playing catch-up. For example, did you know that there is an SPT Lasner reference in Pop Team Epic? I did, and I caught it the first time. My point is that for me, following seasonals is for younger folks with energy to devote to it, or people with a more broad interest in the medium. I like robots and fighting and sports and stuff. They don't really make shows like that anymore, so I go back into the mines to find it. A lot of people enjoy drama shows that I just don't want to futz with, so there's a big disconnect there between me and the broader anime community already. That's fine, because if I was following that stuff, I wouldn't be working on Gundam vids, or making history shows, or putting together models. That's why I don't feel particularly bad about skipping seasonal stuff, because it affords more freedom to do what I want. I could probably sell out and make it big, talking bollocks about whatever school drama comes out, but I'd still rather talk about the stuff that no one knows about. Bitch about fan service, I guess. It's funny, they say be yourself a lot. Well, maybe they don't say that so much anymore, but they did a lot when I was growing up. But in this case, being myself means that I'm just working on the background on a lot of robot stuff that only a few people notice. I think the people what do notice it really appreciate it, so that's cool, and I super appreciate you guys right back. But if I was to latch on to seasonal, maybe I'd be getting the invites to Crunchyroll Expo. But you know what? Something tells me that'd be less interesting than what I do now. So that's roundabout the whole idea. I skip seasonals because it's chasing a butterfly that everybody else is already chasing, and I don't particularly care about the butterflies. I'd rather catch lightning bugs in my 50-foot robot. That being said, this is Professor Otaku, the greatest American anime critic, signing off.